Get ready to be swept off your feet because we're diving into the glitz and glamour of one of the most anticipated events of the year, the Academy Awards. The Oscar buzz is in the air and everyone's talking about it. This star-studded affair is more than just an awards ceremony, it's a night of enchantment and wonder where the biggest names in Hollywood gather to celebrate the crème de la crème of American cinema. But wait, there's a twist to this story. Despite all the pomp and circumstance, there's a dark cloud looming over the Oscars. A cloud of doubts that makes many creators question the fairness of the awards. What's the story behind this controversy, you ask? Well, buckle up and get ready to explore the truth behind the glitz, and let's see if the Oscars are as fair as they seem. When the Academy was established in 1927, the Awards Committee was just one of several committees established by the new organization. The idea of presenting awards was considered, but only pursued after a period of time because the Academy was preoccupied with its role in labor issues, efforts to improve the film industry's tarnished image, and its role as a clearinghouse for the exchange of ideas about production procedures and new technologies. The film industry is awash with award ceremonies from all over the world. The Academy Awards, also known as the Oscars, to the South African Film and Television Awards, also known as SAFTAs, every year the film industry has a lot of excitement about these awards. Sometimes even a nomination can have the same impact as a win. For all the filmmakers and everybody that's related to this industry, film awards are more than just trophies on a shelf that represent fellow professionals, hard work, and talent. They can significantly impact which films are funded, how much actors and directors are paid for subsequent projects, and how entire film industries in certain countries are affected. As a result, some argue that nominations are just as important as awards in terms of creating extra buzz around films, directors, and actors. Most of the time, you might hear about a movie and not give it much thought before watching it. However, award nominations and wins immediately stamp the feature film with approval. This is worth watching, it says. You're much more likely to watch this film after that, even if the film's budget is modest or it features none of your favorite well-known actors, it will capture the audience's attention. Oscar nominations can add up to $20 million to the film's total earnings. Winning is even more lucrative. The King's Speech in 2010 was initially expected to gross only $30 million. However, following its Oscar nomination and win for Best Picture, it grossed over $400 million at the box office. This is due to the fact that nominations and awards increase film exposure, which attracts international distributors. The Oscar halo is the name given to this effect. With increased public interest and credibility attached to a film, ticket sales, streaming, and purchasing are expected to increase. Naturally, this is what every film studio strives for. Slumdog Millionaire, which was made on a $20 million budget in 2008, is a prime example of this boost. The film went on to gross over $380 million worldwide after winning numerous awards, including Academy Awards and Golden Globes. Also, awards are an excellent way for actors and actresses, directors and film crew to advance in their careers. Meryl Streep, for example, is synonymous with her numerous Oscar nominations and wins. Film studios know that hiring someone of her caliber will bring in the big bucks at the box office. As a result, she will be compensated appropriately, and many actors even go so far as to negotiate a percentage of the box office as a bonus. This way, everyone in the equation benefits from the publicity surrounding awards. As coins have two sides, we need to look at the other side of the story. While so many actually celebrate and enjoy the Oscars, some people would rather be at a charity event than be on the Oscars. Yes, some criticisms and controversies surround the Oscars, which can be considered the darker side of the awards. In its nearly century of existence, the awards ceremony has undergone a number of significant changes to reflect the growth of modern society, with the Academy adapting in line with the progression of the film industry. As a result, many former aspects of the Academy Awards have evolved over time. Best Assistant Director, Best Dance Direction, and the original separation of Best Director into Best Director, Comedy Picture, and Best Director, Dramatic Picture have all been discontinued. However, complaints have been that the Oscars have not changed sufficiently, particularly in the Academy's approach to diversity and equality. Although Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the 94th Academy Awards was shocking, it was far from the first time the Oscars had been tainted. In fact, the ceremony has frequently featured controversial and unexpected moments, partly due to its unscripted nature and those involved's high emotions. Other, unfortunately even darker moments have held a mirror to reflect some of Hollywood's most tumultuous history. Let's discuss some of these moments. One of the darkest chapters in Oscar history occurred in 1973 when Marlon Brando refused to accept his Academy Award for Best Actor for his performance in The Godfather. Marlon Brando refused his Oscar to protest Hollywood's problems with Native American representation in film. Brando sent Sacheen Littlefeather, a Native American activist and actor, in his place to decline the award, eliciting both boos and cheers from the audience. Littlefeather reported that security guards were holding back John Wayne as he attempted to attack her after refusing the Oscar on Brando's behalf. Clint Eastwood also mocked Brando and Littlefeather by saying he'd present an award on behalf of all the cowboys shot in all the John Ford westerns over the years. Littlefeather's speech on behalf of Brando was respectful, which made the mockery and danger she faced all the more troubling. The Oscars have seen their fair share of unexpected events throughout their history. However, just 1 year after Brando refused his award, David Niven, who had won an Oscar for Best Actor in Separate Tables in 1959, was interrupted by a naked man running across the stage. The man turned out to be a photographer and gay rights activist, Robert Opal, who ran past a stunned Niven while flashing a peace sign. While the incident is likely one of the funniest Oscar blunders, it's also a somewhat sad chapter in the ceremony's history. Halle Berry returned to the Academy Awards just 1 year after winning her own Oscar to present the Best Actor award. After the winner was announced as Adrien Brody for his role in The Pianist, an ecstatic Brody ran on stage and passionately kissed Berry without warning or consent. Adrien Brody's role as an Oscar winner may have piqued his interest, but his decision to kiss Berry stunned and perplexed her. Berry told Andy Cohen in 2017, "I was like, what the fuck is going on?" Brody's kiss was consensual and ill-advised, and it will go down as one of the most bizarre and shocking moments in the Oscars' long history. Sacha Baron Cohen has made a name for himself with his in-character stunts, but the one he performed at the Oscars in 2012 was one of his most memorable. The actor, dressed as Admiral General Hafez al-Assad, arrived at the ceremony with an unusual guest, the ashes of late North Korean Supreme Leader Kim Jong-il. Carrying an urn with a picture of Kim Jong-il on it, the actor claimed he was carrying out the former leader's dying wish of attending the Oscars. Sacha Baron Cohen's stunt, however, did not end there. While being interviewed, he spilled the ashes, later revealed to be pancake mix, on Ryan Seacrest. The stunt was one of Baron Cohen's most public displays of dark humor, and while it was ultimately harmless, it was a shocking Oscar moment. After all, 20 nominees for the 87th Academy Awards were of Caucasian descent. A debate erupted about the award's lack of diversity and apparent whitewashing. This resulted in the hashtags #OscarsSoWhite and #WhiteOscars, which became the center of a social media movement. This prompted calls for the Academy to make changes to become more diverse and to represent all people better. The 88th Academy Awards, however, repeated the previous year's mistake. All 20 actors and 4 of 5 directors were Caucasian. This prompted a boycott of the ceremony led by Jada Pinkett Smith and award-winning director Spike Lee, as well as a scathing joke about the lack of diversity within the Academy from that year's host, Chris Rock. It was one of the most visible examples of the Oscars' lack of racial diversity, and the Academy was heavily chastised as a result. The Oscars 2022 delivered a dark chapter in the Academy Awards' long history, possibly one of the most shocking Oscar moments ever. Will Smith walked on stage and slapped comedian Chris Rock across the face after he made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. Will Smith slapping Chris Rock was unexpected, but the actor's angry comments after returning to his seat were equally shocking. Smith went on to win an Academy Award for Best Actor for his performance on King Richard. He apologized to the Academy and his fellow nominees during his acceptance speech, but his actions were still controversial. The incident was widely televised and tainted Smith's first Oscar win, with many calling for Smith to return the award, adding to the Oscars' long history of dark moments. Thanks for taking the time to watch. If you'd like us to make more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel and leave your video suggestions in the comment section.